What I've learned from dating and seeing as many people as I have, which I'm not too proud to say because I've probably overdone it, which wouldn't be like me at all, of course. It wouldn't be like me to overdo something. If you don't get my hint of sarcasm, that is completely me because that's all I ever do. I always overdo things. I've had a lot of experiences, some good, some bad, some average, and what I've learned through my time dating is that you really should prioritize finding somebody for life rather than for the moment. Now this depends on what time you're in, because obviously if you're in your teenage years, your 20s, it's important to explore. It's important to get out there and see what life has to offer and to see what you enjoy, because you don't want to get tied down to a relationship and have these questions above what you really like because you never truly explored yourself. You never really figured out, well, you know what, this is what I'm into, this is the type of person I want to see, this and that, you know, that type of way. You need to see what's out there, you do. But there comes a point where you need to understand that you constantly seeing different people, it's giving away your energy and it's making you less valuable as a person, because you now have so many different pieces of yourself within other people, and you also have so many different pieces of other people within you, which makes it harder to find a partner, because you now have somewhat of a fantasy woman in your head. At least I do anyway, when it comes to, well, this person was really good at this, or this person gave me this, or this person was able to do this. Whereas there's never going to be a singular person who has all those traits and all those characteristics. It's a very tough one to have, because now instead of just going off and seeing what you enjoy, you've found everything that you enjoy. You've found every small piece of the puzzle that makes the perfect partner for you, and you now realize that there is no such thing as a perfect partner, so you have to settle. And that's why I'm on this vow of celibacy. Well, celibacy, I suppose, yeah. Like, it's not even that I'm on celibacy, it's more so that I'm just waiting for the right person, because I'm so done with one-night flings and seeing random people and one-night stands, and you know, it's just, you grow up and you watch these movies. All these college movies, frat movies, Wolf of Wall Street, you know, these type of movies where it just glamorizes debauchery. It glamorizes it, and you think that this is the life. This is where I need to be, you know, like around loads of beautiful women, loads of narcotics, loads of drink, all of this. And you really realize towards the end of it, at least, that it's a load of bollocks. It's so stupid. And don't get me wrong, in the moment it's great. You know, in the moment it's all love, it's all chaos, everything's exciting, you know, your dopamine receptors are going 90. What happens when you come down? What happens when that person leaves and you have your hangover? You have nothing. You're lonely. And you're not lonely for the right reasons. And it's a sad and it's a lonely place to be in. So as I've gotten older now, I realise that while it is very important to figure out what you want in a partner, it's important not to overdo it either. And I'm probably saying this to some people who have never really had a romantic relationship, or some people who maybe have not even got a chance to actually start speaking to people yet. But what I would say is, just take your time with it. Don't rush it. Because I still remember even the first time I got with somebody properly, I rushed myself into it because I was getting slagged about still not have doing what young men do at the age of 18, 19. Even though I could have, it was always there for me, it always has been. And what I realized is that you are so much better off waiting for the right person. Even if that person in the end isn't for you, you're still better off building a real connection. Now, it's going to hurt a lot more if it doesn't work out, of course. But you need to understand as well, when it comes to heartbreak is beautiful. I know that's going to sound so ludicrous, especially to somebody who might just be going through one, but the idea that you're able to feel that type of emotion, there's a bit of beauty to that. There's a bit of beauty to that, and you need to understand that you are learning so much right now from this experience, from losing somebody, from not having them there anymore, even though it does hurt so much. And I still remember my first one, and I swear on my life it was like, you're withdrawing. You're withdrawing, because love is a drug. I know it's an expression, but it's true. You have a chemical attachment to that person. You lose that chemical attachment, what are you? You're a shell of the person you once were, and now it's on you to rebuild yourself and to figure out who you want to be again. But you'll learn so much from that. Like you do from all traumatic and hard experiences, you learn so much from the bad times. And as somebody who doesn't really believe in bad days, there is a lot of them when it comes to heartbreak. A lot of them. And you just need to understand that you will get over it, which is the most cliche advice that anybody could ever give, but it's said so much because it's true. You will get over it, you will find somebody else, and hopefully you won't make the same mistakes that you did the first time round. And you might say, Tig, I didn't make any mistakes, I did this, I did that, like they were this, they were that. Regardless of how it ended, you could have been better in some way, shape or form. Even if it's the smallest minute detail, you could have been better. And I really, really hope that you're able to look at it in a non-emotional and in a philosophical viewpoint, and you're able to understand that I could have done certain things better. Maybe you could have listened to her more. Maybe you could have made more of an effort to see her. Maybe you should have just been that little bit more present, not being on your phone, and just being happy that you had someone to spend time with. Maybe you did all those things and there was other factors. I don't know, but regardless, you shouldn't blame yourself. I don't believe in blaming yourself, but you should always try and find some sort of lesson in a tough scenario. And that's what heartbreak does. Heartbreak is, it's a tough one. It's not nice, but hey look, it's human nature. It's human nature, especially the day and age that we live in, because there was a time where you could do what you want. You didn't need to have a partner. Marriage wasn't that big of a thing. Now marriage is huge. It's starting to go a little bit out of fashion again, I feel, but I do believe that the idea of having a singular partner is the best way to do things. And the idea when it comes to cheating on that person, I really am not for that idea. I've been very proud to say I've never cheated on somebody, even though I have been close. I won't sit here and lie to you. There has been times where I've been tempted, but I didn't want to disrespect myself like that. More so, I didn't want to disrespect the person that I was with as well. But when you cheat, it's more of a reflection on you. It's you not having self-control, and it's you not being able to talk out issues you're having with your partner, because there's nobody in a healthy relationship that wants to cheat. Truly, there isn't. There's nobody who's truly happy that would throw it all away. And all it takes is for you to be in a vulnerable place with the right person who tells you the right things at that right time. It's your whole life ruined. Whole life ruined. And I've seen it before. I've seen people with spectacular partners. Spectacular, like really 10 out of 10. You would never find them, and even if they were single, they'd be snapped up again within 2 weeks, a month. Whenever they felt like it, they'd be snapped up, because they are the type of people who don't come around very often. And the only thing I could ever come back to with them is that, the only thing I could ever come back to with the people who cheated on their partners is that they weren't happy with themselves. It was never anything to do with their partners. Internally, they had their own issues, and they decided to go off and act upon them, and other people had to deal with the fallout, had to deal with the backlash. So why get yourself into a relationship if you're not ready? And that's what I figured out as I've gotten older and I've gone through my life. It's that I wasn't ready to be with a lot of people. I wasn't ready to do the things that I thought I was ready to do. Even though I've always wanted it, I'm someone who craves emotional connection. I'm someone who truly loves it, but being quite honest, I've always got bored of it. I got bored of it, and I used to think there was something wrong with me. And as I've gotten older, I've realised that I've only ever kind of had on and off emotional connection through my own life, which is a hard one to say. And if you are somebody who can relate to that, all I can say is that you need to do some work on yourself. You need to keep yourself out of a relationship and figure out why you can't stay composed when you're with somebody. Because you need to understand, when it comes to this is for life. It should be for life. It shouldn't be something that you should go into and think, oh well, we'll see where this goes. No, especially when you get past the ages of 24, 25, I do firmly believe that it's your time now to settle down and to start thinking, right, what do I really want in a partner? The idea of having kids around 30 and then being cool by your 50s to go off and do what you want to do is quite good. Young families, I believe, is the way forward, because you want to be able to give the children that you're going to have the attention they deserve. And if you're in your elder years and you're struggling with back pain and, you know, you're just not the spring chicken that you used to be, it's going to be very tough. So this is what I'm saying when it comes to being in the ages of your mid-20s towards your late 20s. I'm not saying it's time to find a partner, but it's time to start really thinking about what you want within one. And once you figure that out, well, hey, look, that's half the battle. Then it's finding them, which is also a big issue. As in today's age, it's very hard to kind of just naturally gravitate towards people. And as somebody who's very much against dating apps, even though I do be on them, of course, like everybody else, I just find it so, the buzz of it, you know, the real kind of excitement that comes with it, it's not there anymore. It's not there. The idea of just being in a random place, being with friends, and then meeting a friend through a friend, or, you know, maybe just being out in a coffee shop and you might see somebody and you might be brave enough to go over and talk to them and say hello. Like, that for me is how you should meet the people in your life. At least I believe so anyway. And that's not me downplaying the idea of Tinder or Hinge or these dating apps, because I do know certain people who have made amazing relationships through them. I just know for me personally, that's not what I want. I want the person that I meet to be not in a pub, but just through life. Just through life. And I'll probably be waiting a long time to find that. But hey, look, it is what it is. I'm okay with that. So finally, just to leave it there, if you're gonna date, especially when you're in your mid-20s, try and date to marry. I really would recommend it, because it's not worth getting to your early 30s and you're so emotionally disconnected with yourself that you're not able to have a proper relationship. It's not going to be a fun time for anybody, because you're going to rush it. You're going to end up getting with somebody that you probably don't want to be with, and then you're stuck with them for life. You're going to be arguing like cats and dogs, and before you know it, your kids are caught up in your bullshit and they have to deal with the issues that you should have dealt with a long time ago. So make the right decision, do what's best for you, start really figuring out who you want to be with. Appreciate you guys, and catch you in the next one.